What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. We are here. Let's just make sure the audio is working before we actually get into it. Yes, we are here. The stream is here. We are here. And today, we're going to get started, as we always do when we do this next day thoughts. We're going to talk about Daniel Farke's press conference. That's how we always start this. So we're going to talk about a few things he said in the press conference after that game. And then I'm going to go through, I don't know why I'm wearing these. And then after that, I'm going to go through a couple of plays and their performances. And some of the better played performances. We're also going to be talking about Sheffield United and how they have absolutely fallen apart. Haha, Sheffield United are falling apart, and Leeds United are now, as you see by the thumbnail, 7 points away from Premier League football, and that's only if Sheffield United win every single game for the rest of the season. Now, that's probably not going to happen because that's probably not going to happen, of course, because they're playing Burnley, and Burnley have not lost a home game all season, so it looks like in that game there will be drop points. They will be drop points from Sheffield United, well, hopefully. But let's talk about what Daniel Farke said after the game against Preston. I almost forgot who he played. After the game against Preston, Daniel Farke said basically the first thing he actually said was pretty good after an exhausting week. Priceless 3 points. It could have made our life easier with scoring the chances. Must have been one of the highest XG rates for us, which I agree with. I mean, Pirro could have had 5 or 6 on his day. Normal Pirro could have had 5 or 6 goals. I mean, there was that one where I feel like it still is an open goal. There was that one, a couple of other Pirro chances. I mean, the Rodon one. I mean, I watched Lewis's vlog, and you could see that chance. It's even worse on his vlog than it is on the highlight. You see it just bounce off Rodon's foot and go backwards. I thought it was a header that he missed. But it's legit. It's bounced off Rodon's foot and has gone backwards when the goal was completely open. Like, that's got to be miss of the season. Like, no one's going to talk about that because we won the game in the end, but that's got to be miss of the season, Joe Rodon. He had to make the miss of the season because that is absolutely terrible. It's bounced off his foot and somehow gone backwards. And then Gruer's missed the follow-up, but I don't blame Gruer because he didn't expect the ball to come back to him. He probably thought it was in the back of the net because somehow Rodon's cleared it away. I do not know how he's done that at all and how he's not just put it in the back of the net, but we won in the end. But yeah, we could have scored a couple of more goals. We should have honestly made it 4 or 5. And that's 2 games in a row. I mean, the last game was because of the linesman, of course, but that's now 2 games in a row where it should have really been a lot more comfortable than it was. It should have been a lot more comfortable, the performance, and we should have been like cruising, having our feet up, being like, yep, we've won this game. But they've been stressful in the last couple of minutes trying to hold on. Daniel Farke then talked about equalised when we were not switched on, which they did. I mean, we were so open in the middle. I mean, if you watch their goal they scored, the middle is completely open. I don't know where the midfield's gone. And they just make it look so easy. And basically, it's poor defending from us the whole way through, where they just have the whole middle of the pitch wide open. And then Firpo does poor defensively, and he just keeps going back, and then just gets beaten. It's a good finish at the corner. Scored a fantastic second. Then we scored a fantastic second goal. To put us back in front, of course, a beautiful cross from Solomon straight into the feet of Bogle. And a good finish that put us back in front. Could have scored with second half chances, but against the ball, we could have been more on it. If you miss these chances, you have to stay switched on. Did not allow them to play in our half much. Yeah, I mean that's what we have to do. We have to stay switched on when we miss our chances. You know, it is one of those things where, in my opinion, can we just make it easier for ourselves, boys? Can we just make it easy and win it easy? Can we be more comfortable in these type of games? Can we just seal the game, you know, and not wait and then have to hold out all the way till the end? I mean, can we just make something easy for once? Please, Leeds United. You know, make something so I don't have to go, oh my God, please hold on. Just make it easy. Make it easy, Leeds United, please. Daniel Farke then said, in our pressing, as much as I like man-orientated, when deep and need to close spaces between in the centres, our concession, the distance between Tanaka and Gruer was not perfect, which I agree with. The distance between Tanaka and Gruer was not perfect. I think that's why they scored their goal, to be honest. Underestimated some throw-ins. Awareness against the ball was not spot on in the first half, which I agree with. Like the first goal, I feel like I don't know where Tanaka and Gruer is. I feel like they're kind of not in the position where they should be, which is why we conceded the first goal. But yeah, you know, we switched on, we got back onto the game, we won it in the end, but it's one of those where you want to keep controlling those moments. Daniel Fark then talked on the Plymouth, of course, because Plymouth won. A little Daniel Fark on Plymouth. A little because you can sense it in the crowd that he knew about them being in front. Led to the situation we were more on it. Everyone could sense we needed these 3 points. Wanted to make sure we stayed cool and were not overexcited. Fire was burning, but cool in the head. Yeah, I mean, I think I saw someone said something about I think it was Rodon who celebrated with the crowd, and I think Ampadu went up and said, "Calm down, it's not over yet." But yeah, the players would have known about the result because the crowd went up when they probably found out. But yeah, that's all Daniel Fark really said. So there's not actually much to talk about. That Daniel Fark actually said after the match, compared to the last game against Middlesbrough, we had a lot to talk about. But yeah, now we are 7 points away from Premier League football. And of course, as I already said, that's if Sheffield United don't drop any points for the rest of the season. And they are going to drop points for the rest of the season. They are going to drop points at some stage because when they play Burnley have, as I said, have not lost at home yet. So basically, that's like guaranteed a draw minimum. And the way Sheffield United are playing at the moment, maybe a loss. I mean, they've lost their last 3 games in a row, Sheffield United. And it's not like they've lost to like the top teams at all. Their last 3 games have been a loss to Oxford, a loss to Millwall, and a loss to Plymouth. Millwall I can see because Millwall have also beaten Burnley and Leeds United. But Millwall have beaten all the top 3 teams. But Plymouth and Oxford are 2 teams that they need to be beating. I mean, everyone would have saw what happened after the game as well. Wild has absolutely lost his head. But let's get back on the Leeds United and talk about some players' performances that I do want to give some shout-outs to a little bit and talk a bit about. I thought Cardalo's performance was really good. Like, just him catching a ball from a corner. I like Melier, and I don't like, doing this kind of thing because it's been done to death by every single content creator. So I'm kind of trying to stop because I'm not going to say after every game, oh, look what happens when you have a competent goalkeeper. I'm sick of hearing that after every single game. Can we just talk about Dallas' performances without bringing up Melier, for the rest of the season? Because I think I see people keep on bringing Melier's name up every time they talk about Carl Dallas' performances in the last 2, and I just think, last 3, actually. Yeah, last 3. But yeah, I just think people need to stop bringing up his name. Every single time they talk about Caldwell, they have to talk about Melier and be like, well, he catches the ball. Melier would have dropped it. Can we just stop talking about it and just talk about Dallas' performances as Caldwell and not have to bring up Melier and everything every single time? But yeah, I thought Caldwell, he's catching from corners and he's catching from crosses, is going to have to make... That's going to make other teams that play against us for the rest of the season, their next 4 games, the rest of the season, they're going to have to do a different strategy because they were trying to, the last couple of games, you've seen them trying to put it on Darlow, and Darlow just catches the ball every single time, basically, unless there's one mistake he might make where he doesn't catch it, but he most of the time does catch it, which kind of makes other teams have to do something different to actually score than just put it on him because he's going to just catch it. I thought Darlow, good performance from him. Nothing he could do for the goal. It's a really good finish, and the goal's not on him. Another good performance I want to talk about, Jayden Bogle. Jayden Bogle ran the show down that right side, in my opinion. He was brilliant. Took his goal really well. The position he was in where he got that goal, that is where I want my striker to be. And we'll get into Pirro a bit later. But that's where I want my striker to be. In between the 2 centre-backs, in between them. And that's why I want Bamford to start if he can play a full 90, which I don't think Bamford can play a full 90, which is why he's not going to be starting. But the reason why Bamford is a better starter than Joel Pirro is because he'll get in between those centre-backs and get into that position where Bogle should have been where the striker is, where Pirro should have been. But we all know Pirro doesn't do that, which is why I'd prefer Bamford. But of course, Bamford can't start because he's not 100 fully fit. He can't play a full 90 minutes, and we know that. But that is what I want to see from my striker. But he did it very well, Jayden Bogle. Got in between them. Solomon's cross, absolutely brilliant. Bang, and he tapped it in. And not only that, throughout the entire game, I think he had a good performance. If we look at a couple of his stats, of course, he played the full 90. He got the goal with an XG of 0.76. He also, throughout the game, had 2 clearances, 2 interceptions. His ground duels, he had 5 and he won 3 out of the 5 ground duels. He had no aerial duels. He lost the ball 16 times, but he did he was back and forward very well throughout the game. So it's fine when a player does a lot of running and actually does stuff in the game. I'm fine with him losing the ball a lot. Like if they lose the ball a bunch, it doesn't bother me if they're doing a lot. And as you can see here, he was fouled twice. And then you see this. He had 91 touches throughout the entire game. He had 50 out of 55 accurate passes, which is 91%. So 91% accurate passing. He had 2 key passes. He had 4 crosses, which 1 was successful. Long balls, he had 4, which 3 of the 4 were successful. He created 1 big chance. He had 1 shot on target, 1 off target. He had 1 dribble attempt, and it was successful. And just all-around, Bogle's performance was brilliant, in my opinion. I think he played very well in this game, which is what you want to see from Bogle. I think Bogle's a really good right back, and I think he's showing his defensive side of the game as well. Like we got told before the season, by Sheffield United fans, this guy can't defend. Well, oh my God. Well, this guy can defend because we've seen it this season. And again, brilliant. I think he did very well defensively in this game, and then he's dangerous on the attack as well. And I think he was absolutely brilliant on this right side. The next player I want to talk about is Ilya Gruev. I did give him my man of the match because I thought he had a really good performance. I gave him man of the match, not the highest rating, but I did give him my man of the match because I thought he was brilliant defensively wise. And that's what you want your Gruev to be. He was a bit more attacking early on in the start of the game. He was trying to run forward. He also got the assist, of course, for Solomon, which was like a short pass. It's not really a massive assist. But he was moving forward more. I think he was more attacking than normal. His heat map shows that he's more on the left side. He was basically being with Solomon, so Solomon needed like a pass on the inside. He was there. He was basically the player that was there with Solomon on the left side. But I thought his defensive work was really good as well throughout the game. And I thought he was just brilliant in the midfield throughout the entire game for me. And I think he gets a lot of stick from certain people in the fan base. That Gruev is like this average midfielder. He's not as good as Rothwell, and he's not as good as Tanaka, and he's not as good as Ampadu. But for me, Gruev is very, very underrated. And I would say we have different midfielders that do different things. You can't compare Rothwell to Gruev because for me, they do 2 different things. I like Rothwell for what he does, but I also like Gruev for what he does. And then same with Tanaka and Ampadu. I think Gruev defensively wise is very good, that's what I want to see a lot from him. And he was trying to get into attacking spaces as well throughout this game. And I think he did, as I said, that's why I gave him my man of the match. I thought he was brilliant. He played the full 90 minutes. He had an XG of 0.27, so that's nothing really to talk about. He had 1 assist, of course. He had 71 touches throughout the game. He had 71 touches. His accurate passes were 59 out of 65, which was also the same as Bogle, a 91% accurate passing. He had 2 key passes. He made 2 crosses, which 1 was successful. 1 long ball that was successful as well. He had 1 shot off target. He big chances missed. He missed 1 big chance, but as I said, that was the one where Rodon missed the absolute sitter, and it dropped the Gruev. It was it's one of those things where the ball just bounced off Rodon's foot and then went straight into Gruev, and it's like a quick, you have to put your foot through it. He did have a defender in front of him as well at the time. But I mean, we've already spoken about that. Rodon should have put that in the back of the net. Ground duels, he had 1, which he lost. Aerial duels, he had 1, which he won. He won his aerial duel. He lost the ball 8 times throughout this game, and he got dribbled past only once throughout the entire game. And I thought, performance-wise, I thought he was really good, and that's why I gave him my man of the match. And yeah, I think he's very underrated when he plays. The next player we can talk about is Manor Solomon. I do want to talk about Manor Solomon for a little bit, because all I see from people is the whole 60K, he's on this much money and that much money. Why does it matter? This is the thing that I don't understand in people in the fan base sometimes, like just football in general. Why does it matter how much he's on? Like, I don't care how much he's on. If he's good, he's good. I don't care if the player who's earning the least amount of money is performing amazing, or the one with the most money is performing amazing. I don't really care. As long as the team's winning, I don't care who's performing. Yes, you want to see better performances from the more expensive players, of course, but does it really matter when we're winning? And I don't think Solomon's been terrible. I don't think he's been great at all. I don't think he's been good, but I don't think he's been terrible. I don't think he's been absolutely shocking in most of the games. But in this game, he just proved why he's probably a level above, and he's a Premier League player, in my opinion. In my opinion, he's a Premier League player. And when we go up, because I'm very confident now that we will go up, we should sign Manor Solomon. I want us to sign Manor Solomon because I think he is Premier League level. throughout this game, he was brilliant as well. Like the performance he had was brilliant. You know, he was close to my man of the match as well, alongside Gruev. For me, it was between Solomon, Gruev, or Bogle for man of the match because I thought all three were brilliant. I thought all three of them were brilliant and probably man of the match worthy. Which is why if you choose any of those three, I wouldn't mind if you chose Bogle, Gruev, or Solomon as your man of the match because I thought all three was brilliant. Samano Solomon's stats, his heat map is all the way on the left, you know, mostly on the left side. There's actually a big patch in the middle kind of defensively. So he did track back, and people say that Solomon doesn't track back, but it looks like here he tracks back a bit in this game, which is, you know, that's what I want to see from our wingers. He played the 89 minutes, so he didn't get the full 90, but basically almost played the full game. He scored one goal with an XG of 0.11 because it was a brilliant finish into the corner. He had one assist, so he got a goal and an assist in this game. And, of course, that cross to Bogle, we already spoke about, brilliant, with a 0.68 XA, which is the expected assist. He had 53 touches throughout the entire game, with his accurate passing being 36 out of 40, which was 90%. He then made 2 key passes. He made 5 crosses, which 4 were accurate. So 4 out of 5 crosses were accurate. He had 1 long ball, which wasn't accurate. Big chances created. He created 1 big chance, which was the Bogle chance, where he scored from. He had 2 shots on target. He had 2 dribble attempts, which he succeeded in one of those 2. 1 out of the 2. Ground duels, he had 3 ground duels and won 2 of the 3. Aerial duels, he had 1 and lost it. He lost the ball 8 times throughout the entire game possession. Like he lost possession 8 times. He made 1 interception and 1 tackle throughout the game, and I just thought he was unbelievable. Like going forward, like of course because he's the winger, going forward, I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I thought he was very dangerous, you know, and he had a really good performance. Next up, I want to talk about Brendan Aaronsson because I've seen people say, "Oh, he wasn't good." He wasn't like I've seen people say, people are kind of saying Aaronsson didn't play well and he wasn't good. But I thought Aaronsson actually had a good performance. I thought he actually played not his best performance, obviously, but I thought he was good. You know, talking about his stats, he played 80 minutes. No goals, of course, no assists. He had 37 touches throughout the entire game with 24 out of 26 successful passes, which was 92%. He played 4 key passes. He had 0 crosses. He made 2 long balls, which 1 was successful. He created 1 big chance. And now it says 1 big chance created, but I remember 2 that he created. He created 1 through ball to Pirro, which he was 1-on-1. And then there was another time, remember, we were near the box. He had the ball and he did a little flick to Pirro. So it wasn't. He did a little flick back heel to Firpo. Sorry. But, like, people talk about Aaronsson and how he only has 2 assists. But for me, Aaronsson, even though he only has 2 assists, you know, if you look at stats, he's been terrible in the 10. He's only got 2 assists. Again, this game he could have had 2 assists in this game. And there's been multiple times throughout the season where he could have had an assist, but the team don't finish those chances that he's created. So it's not his fault all the time that Pirro misses a chance, or Solomon misses a chance, or Nonto misses a chance, or DJ misses a chance. It's not his fault that the rest of the attackers, when he does create chances, do miss chances. Because, as I said, he could have had 2 in this game. In the last couple of weeks, I think he could have had probably 3 or 4 assists, you know, but he doesn't get them. And then people look at the stats and see he's only got 2 all season and say, oh, well, he's not a good number 10, he's shit. But for me, I think Aaronson's fine in the 10. I like him in the 10, but I don't think he should be a starter in the Premier League, of course. But at this level, it's fine. You know, I think he's had a really good season. He runs a lot. And I know people say, oh, he runs a lot. That's nothing. Anyone can do that. But it's the way he runs. It's the way he presses. The reason why Aaronson's in the team is because Pirro doesn't press. The reason why Aaronson's in the team, mostly in the 10, is because Pirro doesn't press. And that's why we haven't seen Nonto as much in the 10 as we probably would have, you know, when DJ was fit and Solomon was fit. Because Pirro just doesn't press, and you need that presser, and Aaronsson is that guy that's going to press all game and sprint around the pitch, which is, you know, a good thing he does. And I think he had a really good performance. Of course, he didn't have the best performance, of course, but I thought he was all right. Even though, yeah, you look at ground duels and he's won 2 out of the 9. That's not good, I guess. But, you know, I feel like he goes into a lot of tackles. That's what I'll say about Aaronsson. He goes into a lot of tackles Like he runs straight into him, which is why he gets beat a lot because he actually goes and tries to win the ball back. And with his pressing, when he presses the centre back and gets beat, that kind of counts as him getting beat, doesn't it? So you look at that and you're like, okay. So you look at that and you're like, okay, you see that the centre back can beat you because you're just sprinting to hoping to win the ball off the centre back and being through 1-on-1. But yeah, he won 0 out of 2 aerial duels, which that's fine because he's not tall. He's not going to win headers. He lost the ball 6 times. He created 1 foul. He had 1 block shot, which was from the free kick that Darlow gave away from punching it outside his area. And they took the free kick, bang, right off Aronson. I was like, get in there, Aronson. A beautiful block. He made 1 total tackle, and he got dribble past only twice in this game. But, yeah, I thought Aronson was good. I thought he had a really good performance. Not the best performance, as I said, but I thought performance-wise, Aronson is fine in the 10. It's fine. It's fine. Willie Nonto, I actually don't even know if he had a good game. Like, he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad at all, but he wasn't amazing. I don't know why I'm talking about him, because I don't want to talk about, like, every performance. But another one I want to talk about is Pirro. Pirro, people have been saying he had a bad performance. He didn't. He just didn't finish his chances, right? His link-up play was very good in this game. He actually kind of, even though I criticise Pirro because he doesn't press, he actually pressed in this game. And when we have other games like the Middlesbrough game and the last 6 games before then, where he doesn't press and he's invisible and does nothing, and then he plays a performance like this against Preston where he's pressing the defenders, he's getting involved in the attack, and you're like, where's that been from the past 6 games? Like, where's that been? Like, you know, I'm not even asking for him to like be amazing. I'm just like, where you do these performances in these type of games, right, against Preston, where you get on the ball and you start attack and you move with the attackers and you play the passes out what I want you to do, basically. And you're like, where's that been for the past 6 games? Because he's not really been doing it for the past 6 games before this. Maybe it's because Bamford's breathing down his neck. Because hey, you could argue that Bamford should be, if he could play a full 90, he should be starting. But yeah, he played the full 90, Joel Pirro. He had an XG of 1.5. I mean, 1.5 might be a bit generous. It probably should be about a 3 because he could have had a hat trick this game. He had 6 shots all off target. I mean, he had the one that hit the bar. He had a couple that just went so close, just past the post. Oh, I mean, the one that hit the bar for me, I look at it as an open net as well. I feel like he's got to finish it. And Joel Pirro, his shooting boots have just disappeared. I don't know where they've gone. I made a joke in my watch along that he stole Bamford's boots. He took the wrong boots. He took Bamford's boots instead of his boots. Oh, God. Amount of chances he missed. Like, that's not Pirro normally. But then I say it's not Pirro normally, but that's been Pirro for the last 6, 7, 8 games. He's not finishing his chances that he's been given. You know, we always say about Pirro, oh yeah, but if one chance drops to him, he'll fly in the back of the net. He's not been doing that for the past 6, 7, 8 games. It's been dropping to him and he's been missing. So when he has bad performances and then he doesn't score, you're like, oh, what's the point of him? But then today, as I said, great performance because I thought he was involved really a lot. You know, not man of the match, not up there with Gruev, Solomon and Bogle, but probably just a bit behind them in performance-wise. And you're like, finish those chances, you know? Yeah, of course, he hit the bar once. He had, where were we up to? He had 1 shot blocked. He had 1 dribble attempt, which he wasn't successful. He hit the woodwork once, yeah. Big chances missed. He missed 3 big chances, which I think he actually missed more than 3, to be honest. I think he missed 4 or 5. He had 50 touches throughout the entire game, 26 out of 33 successful passes, which is 79%. 2 key passes, 1 cross. I do not remember Pirro crossing a ball. He had 1 long ball, which was successful. He had 6 ground duels and won 2 of them. 5 aerial duels and win 0. This is my problem with Pirro, is this aerial duels. Pirro, you're tall. Win these headers. Like the height of Joel Pirro, he should be winning these headers for me. Because he's that tall, he should be winning these headers. He should be, like when Bamford comes on, he flicks on headers, he holds up the ball. You know, he wins these aerial duels, you know, in those kind of ways. Where Pirro just seems weak in the air and just gets bodied and beat too easily by centre-backs every single game. So, yeah, that's the thing about Pirro. You have to keep it on the floor for him, compared to Bamford, where you can put it in the air and make it, you know, and make it difficult for Bamford, but he's very good at, like, getting the ball down and or flicking a header onto the winger or someone else. Where Pirro just doesn't do that. Pirro lost the ball 11 times in this game. One foul and he was fouled once. He made one tackle and he got dribbled past once and one clearance. Oh my god! Talking about the one clearance, that reminds me of he's done this twice now in 2 weeks. At the other end, he can hit a ball, but for some reason, defensive-wise, he hits the ball. He goes for a clearance, and he just air swings at the ball. I think he's done that in the last 2 games. He's air swung at a clearance twice in 2 weeks, and you're looking at that, and you're like, oh god, he's done it again. For some reason, he just can't clear a ball. He just misses the ball completely. But yeah, it was an all-around good performance. I just wanted to talk about a couple of performances. And that was Darlow, of course, Bogle, Gruev, Solomon, Aronson, and Pirro. Because I just think I want to talk about players that played well, like Pirro, Solomon, Gruev, and Bogle, and then players that don't kind of get the respect they really deserve from performance-wise, or they get like criticised, even though I thought they were all good, which was Aronson. And I think that's Aronson most weeks, to be honest. He does have bad performance. I'm not saying every week he's good, but when he has good performances, people will still say he's bad. But unless he gets a goal unless he gets a goal, and then people will say he played all right. Like, just annoys me sometimes. But because I think he plays well sometimes and doesn't get the credit. But oh my god, Sheffield United lost to Plymouth 2-1, right? Wilder's lost his head. Wilder has lost his head. And I was looking at as I already said earlier, Burnley have got zero losses at home, which basically means it's almost like guaranteed that Sheffield United are going to drop more points to Burnley. But who knows? They could even drop points to Cardiff. You know, they got Cardiff next. They've lost their last 3 in a row, as I said, to Oxford, Millwall, and Sheffield, and Plymouth. And they got Cardiff next. How are Cardiff going? Let's see how Cardiff are going. I want to see how they're going recently. I said, so Cardiff they could drop points to Cardiff, to be honest. Cardiff recently, okay. So they lost to Burnley 2-1. They lost to Sunderland 2-1. So they burst Burnley and Sunderland, 2 teams in the top 4, and only lost by 1 goal in both of them. They lost by 1 goal then to Luton. So they lost 3 in a row by 1 goal, and they were all 2-1. And then they beat Blackburn. But then after they beat Blackburn, they drew their next 3, which was 2-2 to Preston, 0-0 to QPR, and 1-1 to Sheffield Wednesday. Their last game was a loss to Stoke, but seeing them draw 3 in a row, and in their last, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? In their last 5 games, they've got 3 draws, a win, and a loss. So what's that? That's 6 points. 6 points in their last 5 games. Well, if you look at Sheffield United, yeah, they've got 6 points in their last 5 games as well. So in the last 5 games, Cardiff and Sheffield United have got the exact same amount of points. So don't be shocked if Cardiff somehow managed to scrape a draw against Sheffield United. But yeah, all around, I'm happy. I'm excited because I feel like we are going up. That Burnley versus Sheffield United game that weekend could confirm promotion. And I will be ecstatic if that is the weekend where we confirm our promotion to the Premier League. And then the final home game of the season, we confirm the title. Woo! Hopefully, that'll be nice. Burnley drop some points, hopefully, and we can confirm the title at home before the final game of the season. You know, or we win it final game of the season. Maybe with a last-minute winner. Or, I mean, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to confirm the title, and then we can just say, "Hey, Plymouth, you want to stay up? Thanks for I thank you for being Sheffield United. Give them the win. Thank you for being Sheffield United. We'll give you the win." Nah, but yeah, I'm so happy because just a week ago, 2 games ago, we were all in meltdown. Like, oh my god, we're 3rd. It's over. Playoffs. 2 games go. Bang, we're 1st, and now we're 5 points. We're 5 points clear at the top. Oh my god, but the thing is, it changed that quick in 2 games. We cannot lose it from now because it'll be such a Leeds thing to bottle from here. It'll be such a Leeds United. Leeds United are the only club that could bottle it from here. But I don't think we will because I think this team has shown they're strong enough to be able to hold on. and actually win, finish the season, get promoted, and not bottle this. But it is still a little bit of a worry. I'm confident that we go up, and I'm really confident we go up. But there is still that little bit of me that's worried of we're gonna do a Leeds, especially if we lose to who we got next. I think we got Oxford next, right? We got Oxford next. Let's check. Wait, sorry boys, I actually need to check. I don't even know who we got next. I think it's Oxford. It's the Oxford game, right? I'm trying to find out where yeah, it's Oxford. We got Oxford next. Oxford, not the easiest game, and then we got Stoke. And then we got Stoke and Bristol. But Oxford away, not an easy game. I mean, a draw I think is a good point in my opinion. And as Fox said, draw your home. Draw your away, win at home. And guess what? If we draw our away and win at home, we're promoted. We are promoted. But yeah, very confident going into. And you look at the difference between Fark and Wilder. Wilder keeps talking about 2 extra points, blah blah blah. Oh, and through the week, what was he saying about Plymouth? Oh, they're at the bottom of the table for a reason. And then they beat him, and Wilder absolutely lost his head. So they'll probably go. Maybe another team will bottle playoffs. Maybe we can watch Sheffield United bottle the playoffs. But yeah, if you guys like the stream, make sure to like the stream. I'm gonna head out now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next time, which probably will be the preview, unless I'm gonna make another video through the week. I'm not quite sure. If something comes up, I might make a video through the week. But otherwise, it will be the preview, your next video for the Oxford game. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace. Oh my god. Sorry, boys. Let's try again. Peace.